Hello, my name's Lisa from Core Connect Pilates in Surbiton. This video is to show you exercises to challenge the muscles around the pelvis and the spine. These muscles are from the front of the hip, going down the front of the leg, the bottom, your hamstrings, and the inner and outer thigh. There are different level options, so please feel free to choose the level that's right for you, and you may want to start easy and then build up over time. This video, we're not going to be using any props. However, if you have a band, you can place the band around your thighs or your lower leg, and then as you open the legs, it creates resistance, and then you need to control the band as it comes back in. That's one option. And if you have a fitness circle, you can place the fitness circle in between the thighs, the knees or the ankles, and here you press the circle in, creating tension, and then control the release of that circle. Let's begin. I'm going to be using some cushions for my head, but if you want to just use or rest onto the arm, that's something you can also do. Coming into position, I concertina the legs, bringing the ankles in alignment with my tailbone, stacking my knees and my hips, coming into a nice comfortable position. The first exercise we're going to do are called clams, and here we open the leg up towards the ceiling. So I'm keeping my pelvis nice and balanced. I can allow my bottom leg to drop down into the mat as it invites that top leg to open. I'm keeping my ankles together, and I'm breathing out as I lift my leg up and in as I close my leg down. I want to avoid the pelvis rolling back. Some people like to roll the pelvis back because it gives them more range of movement. So just keep the pelvis nice and stacked, opening and gently closing. And another idea is to place your hand on your bottom and feel that muscle work. So we're working the rotators of the hip. Breathing out, and we've got a couple more to go. Coming gently down, and last one. And releasing. Our next exercise is inviting both the foot and the knee to lift up and gently release down. Again, I want to feel nice and heavy on the mat. Breathing out as I lift up and lowering down. Again, keeping my pelvis quietly stacked and down. It's a different movement to the rotation. This is an abduction of the hip and releasing. a couple more. Remember, if you're feeling pain, because the muscle's working hard, you can take a rest at any time and build up your repetitions. And coming down, last one. And down. Here, I'm going to send my leg out. Draw some circles. Don't worry which direction you start. If I leave my leg in front, it gives more support to the pelvis. If I want more challenge, I extend the leg out, which makes that exercise a lot harder. The bigger the circle, the more challenge. The smaller the circle, the less challenge. Change direction. Coming around. We want smooth, round circles. And I'm breathing in and breathing out. Nice control. Two more. And last one. The next exercise is side kick. So I'm going to bring my leg in front and then send my leg away. Keeping my hips stacked. As my leg comes forward, I'm sending my heel away from my pelvis. And as my leg goes behind, I'm pointing my toe, lengthening through the front of my body. Now, I really enjoy incorporating the arm into this exercise. So I bring my arm in front, and then as my leg comes forward, my arm goes back. I just allow my head to roll from the front to the back. This is such a great exercise to improve gait, walking, running. Coming back. A couple more. Trying to keep that leg nice and parallel to the floor. Last one. And releasing. It's quite nice to hug the knee into the chest, just to give a nice stretch into the glute. Coming on to the other side. So again on this side, making sure the feet are in alignment with your tailbone, the knees and the pelvis, the ribs, the shoulders are stacked. Resting my hand onto the floor, and here just taking my knee up towards the ceiling and lowering down. Breathing out as the leg comes up, in as the leg comes down, and down. Placing the hand onto the back of the pelvis, onto your bottom, and as the knee comes up towards the ceiling, can you feel the muscle in your bottom the rotator of the hip, doing some work. My feet are together and I can feel as my leg comes up, I feel a nice heaviness through the underneath. Remembering to breathe and lowering down. Remember, take a rest anytime. Do as many as you can. And if you wanted to add a bit more challenge, you could just gently press down on the top of your leg to add resistance as it moves up towards the ceiling. One more. And coming down. This time, as we lift the leg, the foot comes with us and we lower down. So as I bring my leg up towards the ceiling, keeping my hips nice and stacked, breathing out and controlling it as I come down. And I can always imagine that I have a ball in between my knees, and then I just gently press down on that ball as I lower my leg. Breathing out to come up and in to come down. Working the outside of the leg and lowering down. And releasing. Let's do a couple more. Lifting. Not rushing, just working with the breath. And lowering down. Last one. And release. Sending the leg out and drawing a circle. So more challenge is to extend that lower leg, keeping my pelvis nice and balanced and drawing a nice circle. The bigger the circle, the more challenge. I'm sending my leg away. Breathing in and breathing out. You can use the lateral arch of your foot, which is the outside of your foot, to give you more support as you circle. One more, and then change direction. Coming round. I enjoy my leg here as I can create a bigger circle. Breathing in and out. Circling the leg. Lovely. Two more. Very nice. Coming into side kick. Bringing the leg in front, flexing at the hip, and then sending the leg. More challenge. Extend that bottom leg. Breathe. How I like to breathe out as my leg goes behind me. You may want to breathe in. Coming in. More challenges to come up onto the elbow. I really like to keep my emphasis on this area here. Can I add my arm? Working on that gait pattern, walking, running, shortening and lengthening. Coming forward, allowing my head to move with my spine. Lovely. Swinging. One more. Great. And then just hugging that knee in, having a nice stretch for the glutes. Really, really nice. Coming onto our back. Placing the feet on the floor, resting the arms down by the side of the body, and like in our other videos, we're going into bridging, but we're going to go into hinge bridging rather than articulating the spine to come up. So here in this exercise, you want to feel the weight in your feet, send the knees over the toes to open through the front, and the pelvis comes up. And then as you come down, folding at the hip, and you can feel the sacrum, the back of the pelvis, touch the mat. Weight in the feet, knees over the toes, opening through the hips and coming down. Great. And just folding at the pelvis. So here, the driver coming from the back, opening the front, keeping the ribs nice and soft, heavy in the shoulders, heavy in the head as I come down. Lifting up. More challenge if you want to do your single leg option. That's really good. That's more challenge to the hamstrings. However, I'd like to introduce some opening of the legs. So here, this is where you could put the band around your thighs to add more challenge. So we come up and then we open the knees out, and I roll onto the outside of my foot, roll back into my footprint and come back down. And again, feet, knees, open, roll onto the outside of the foot, roll back into my footprint, and then gently come back down. And again, breathing out, breathing in, coming back down. And more challenge is to stay up. So here you may want to come back down after opening and closing the legs. But here I'm going to challenge the back of my body. I'm going to roll onto the outside of my foot. As my knees come back towards one another, I can feel my big toe pressing down. Rolling onto the outside, coming in. Remember to breathe. As you open your thighs, try not to drop your pelvis down towards the floor. And rolling back into that footprint. Opening out to the outside of the foot. Coming back in. And again, that band is a real challenge. You could even put the fitness circle in between the legs, adding resistance as you come in and down. Heavy in the shoulders. Couple more. Last one. Fold at the hip, gently let the pelvis come down and hug the knees into the chest. It's quite nice to have a nice stretch out as well. Coming onto our hands and knees. Coming into quadruped as I come onto my hands and knees. It feels nice to gently move the body forward and back, just to find that balance between my hands and my knees. Coming into position, we're going to do a nice exercise for the bottom. So I'm going to bring my knee in towards my chest, invite my chin, rounding through the spine, and then sending my leg away. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Rounding the spine. Finding length through the hip, through the front of the leg. Coming in. Breathing out. We do this on the reformer, called scooter. More challenge is to take the arm away as we extend the leg out. Even more challenge as the knee comes in, the arm comes out without placing it back onto the mat. Coming in, lengthening, one more. Coming back down onto the other side. Knee comes in and extend. Knee and chin comes into the chest, extend, coming in, breathing out, lengthening through the front. More challenge, adding the arm, lengthening through the neck, the spine, more challenge, coming in, the hand doesn't touch the floor. Breathing, finding support through the opposite arm and leg. Coming in, extend that leg away, lifting and opening. One more. And back. Coming down onto our stomach. Placing one hand on top of the other, relaxing the head, and just allowing your body to relax on the mat. I like to take a nice breath in and breathe out. So we're going to start by lifting and alternating legs. So as I lift my right leg, I want to feel heavy in my left. As I lower my right, I feel heavy in my right, which then allows that left leg to lift. So I want to create a seesaw effect. As my foot comes up, my hip drops down. So I can feel that I lengthen and open through my hip as my foot comes up. I can definitely feel that heaviness through the opposite leg. Light and heavy. Try and avoid the pelvis rolling from left to right as you lift the head, the leg. It's more of a dropping and opening of the hip. Last one. And coming through. Going into beats and swimming. So here I want to feel nice and heavy through my upper body. And as I breathe out, it's more that I feel I'm sending my legs away rather than sending them up towards the ceiling. So I've got this lovely, gentle lifting, floating of my legs. And then I start to bring my ankles together. Now here I want a nice, heavy upper body. I want to feel nice and heavy through my arms, my torso. And there's a nice rhythm with my legs. It's called beats. Breathing in for 5 and breathing out for 5. Breathing in and breathing out. We've got a nice steady rhythm. Just a couple more. Last one. And gently release. Coming into swimming. Again, feeling the heaviness through the upper body. Breathing out. Sending the legs away, allowing that hip to drop, and then going into swimming. Alternating left and right leg. Keeping the legs nice and long. Try not to bend at the knee. You want the work to come from the bottom. Again, a nice relaxed breath. Any pain in the back, you need to stop. It's quite a challenging exercise, so this is one that you might want to build up to. Keep the legs nice and long, sending them away from the pelvis. Nice work through the back of the leg. A nice opening through the front. And one more. And release. After doing those exercises, I always enjoy sitting back and just feeling a nice stretch, a nice release. I like to open my sit bones, expand, stretch my arms. And then coming back onto the hands and knees. We're going to do an exercise that we do on the reformer called Russian splits. I'm going to bring my left foot in front. And slide my right leg back and open through the front of my body. Going to widen through my chest. And then I'm gently going to send my pelvis back and ask my front leg to straighten. Lifting and opening. Coming back, breathing out. And I'm just rolling forward and back. back. Lifting and opening through the front. Sending my leg back, pelvis back, chest towards my thigh. And finding space in the back of that front leg. More challenge, I tuck my toes under. And I send my back heel down, opening and straightening through the front. Again, taking my body weight forward, rolling onto the ball of the foot, and then sending my heel back and asking my front leg to straighten, keeping my foot flat to the floor. Breathing in and breathing out. And I love the movement and that weight distribution through my feet. Sending my heel down, feeling the front of my ankle lengthen, the back of my knee lengthen. Lovely. 2 more. Breathing in, lifting up through the front, coming back. Last one. Feeling that energy through my feet. Last one. Breathe. Coming in, changing sides. Bringing my right leg in front. Gently dropping my heel down. Asking my abdominals to lengthen, my chest to widen. And I just start by sitting back, coming forward. Giving my leg permission, this front leg permission to stretch and open. Rocking my body weight, lifting and opening, coming up. Sending my pelvis back. Last one. Opening up. Now I'm going to tuck my toe under, come back, drop my heel down, and coming forward, lifting, opening. And again, feeling that lovely movement through my feet. Staying heavy through the front, the foot drops down as I send my body weight back, dropping my heel, opening my ankle in the front leg, bending, coming through, lifting up, pressing that heel down at the back, opening, just allowing my spine to bend, coming through, open, last one. Well done. I hope you enjoyed the session, the workout. See you again soon.